Hello, my name is Holly McCall. I'm a student at Austin Peay State University. During this semester, I've researched the subject of leadership in the digital age, and I'm pleased to share with you some of my findings in the following PowerPoint presentation. The introduction of the Internet and the evolution of technology, especially over the last 15 years, have changed our world dramatically. It has changed how we communicate, how we relate to one another, and it has removed geographic and educational barriers, creating a globalized and knowledge-empowered society. With the mobility of our laptops, smart devices, and wireless connections, most business can be done anywhere and any time. The technological changes of the digital era have created a rapid pace of business and steep competition. Organizations have had to become increasingly more innovative, adaptable, strategic, and customer-centered. We will be exploring the impact of technology on leadership, but first let's take a look at this video about the digital era. You will need to press play since it is an embedded video. As the video illustrates, we are in a time of rapid change. Digital technology intersects in almost every aspect of our lives. The way we do business is changing, and we need to examine our framework for leadership. How has leadership roles and behaviors changed due to technology? How has organizational culture changed? And what benefits and challenges are leaders experiencing with emergent technology? The models of organizational success that dominated the 20th century have their roots in the Industrial Revolution. They were geared toward efficiency, getting the most output for the least input, the least time, money, and materials. But this optimization effort was based on a set of known variables. In the industrial world, everything could be measured and mechanized. But the world has changed. Our interconnectedness and power for things to change in a matter of minutes makes for an unpredictable environment. There are too many possibilities that can take place. And to deal with the unknown, organizations today have to be adaptable and agile. Traditional management is impossible, and it's too difficult to try. The hierarchical, layered corporate structures in which information had to move slowly up and down rigid vertical lines, those organizational structures have crumbled. The online era has made command and control management as dead as dial-up internet. In a hierarchical organization, decision-making has primarily been a top-down process, with those on the front lines strictly taking direction. Today's organizations need to solicit input from the front lines and emphasize teamwork and shared decision-making between leaders and followers. To keep up with demands, middle managers need to let go of some of the control, share more information, and empower the frontline workers to make decisions quickly and easily. In the digital era, a quick response to a problem can be game-changing. New technologies offer today's leaders unprecedented opportunities to gather information and direct operations. But because of the speed necessary to remain competitive, centralization of power now comes at great cost. Empowerment of individuals and teams closest to the problems is crucial for a nimble, adaptable organizational structure. This is especially true for organizations with teams who are geographically dispersed. They need a new level of information sharing and transparency. They must be armed with information from across a network, as well as armed with the authority to act decisively. We've established the need for more openness among today's organizations, but is there a particular form of leadership that is more effective than another? While there is still need for research on relationship between new technology and leadership approaches, there's been quite a bit of research conducted in one area: leadership in virtual teams. Virtual teams are defined as technology-enabled teams consisting of members who span different organizations, time zones, geographic locations, and cultures. Virtual teams accomplish their work by communicating via information systems, email, instant messaging, telephone calls, video conferencing, and collaborative software. A group of researchers studied the effects that media richness and leadership style have on virtual teams and their decision-making. Media richness was described as the ease with which team members can share their viewpoints and resolve their differences on the issues they face quickly. They concluded that a combination of transactional and transformational leadership styles was crucial. They also noted that leaders saw more success when they increased their transformational and transactional leadership behaviors to the extent that media richness was lacking. What are these leadership behaviors? A transformational leader is an inspiring, charismatic leader who focuses on intellectual stimulation and individual consideration of group members. Transformational leaders move group members beyond their self-interests for the good of the group. They empower team members, encourage innovative thinking, build trust, lead by example, and create vision. A transformational leader's influence comes from an individual's personal view of the leader, their level of respect and admiration for them. And their power is not based solely on title or position. Instead, they build a network of followers rather than subordinates. In contrast, a transactional leader's influence comes more from the control of rewards and or punishments. They motivate group members based on the individual member's own interests. They facilitate a team's process by clarifying role and task expectations and reinforcing them through contingent rewards. One challenge all top organizational leaders face today is the constant and sometimes drastic change technology can bring to an organization. Whether it involves introducing new hardware, software, or integrating entire information systems, technology-enabled change impacts the leaders of companies. Leaders must wear many hats, managing both people and processes. We associate the people issues with technology leadership and the processes with technology management. People issues are working with others to accomplish effective change and utilization of technology. Process issues are strategic planning, coordinating maintenance, and conducting assessments throughout the change process. Both roles are critical for successful technology transformations and for preventing costly project failures. For example, KPMG reported that among 230 of the largest global companies it surveyed, 57% had to write off at least one IT project in 12 months, and only 41% were able to determine how much the failure had actually cost their organization. And in most cases, failure was attributed to leadership. Technology management and technology leadership require balance. Technology implementation must be aligned with business objectives, and leadership must identify obstacles and bridge gaps between IT and business teams. Additional research supports the connection between change management as it applies to technology and transformational leadership. Transformational leadership behaviors serve as the foundation for the development of technology leadership strategies in both educational and business settings. In one study, for example, researchers found that technology leadership strategies among school administrators have a significantly positive impact on the effectiveness of school administration. What are some effective technology leadership strategies, and do they differ among industries? Is there altogether a new type of leadership, an e-leadership, if you will, that is required by today's demands? A number of studies investigate leadership among organizations across a variety of industries that have successfully adopted technology-enabled change. And researchers have found that while the internet, technology, and globalization have brought an incredible change of pace over the last 10 to 15 years, the basic ingredients for effective leadership remain unchanged. The same characteristics, core skills, and behaviors identified among the most effective leaders still apply. Organizations don't need a new type of leader, or the e-leader. They need an effective transformational leader who will build organizations around shared aspirations and goals. They need leaders who thrive on change, risk-taking, and innovation, and display transformational leadership traits, such as shared vision and goals, stakeholder engagement, leadership accountability, aligned performance and culture, open communication, ongoing assessments and learning, and leadership development. To remain competitive in the digital age, organizations must continually pursue innovation and understand how their organizational culture promotes or hinders creative thinking. Research shows that organizational culture and leadership work in conjunction with one another, and both are key factors in driving innovation. Leadership practices and managerial techniques that foster a climate of creativity may include incorporating innovation as a foundational part of the organizational mission, matching people with the right assignments, giving them enough challenge to be intellectually stimulated, but not too much challenge that they are overwhelmed, giving people the right amount of resources, such as time, money, and tools, designing effective teams that have diverse perspectives, creating a supportive atmosphere which encourages collaboration, risk-taking, and free-thinking without fear of penalty. And last, rewarding creativity with recognition and financial incentives. Leaders must also avoid negative interactions and attitudes with workers that would block creativity, such as treating problems as signs of failure, being suspicious of ideas that come from below, or expressing attitudes that preserve the status quo, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Leaders can also hinder creativity if they are open to new ideas but never do anything about them. The ability of organizations to be innovative depends not only on generating new ideas, products, services, and technology, but also on how well leadership implements them. Another way technology has impacted organizational culture has to do with the changing of the nature of work itself. Work is no longer viewed as a location as much as it is an activity. Mobile technology allows work to happen anytime and anywhere. This open access to information and communication has given us greater flexibility and efficiency, but it has also eroded our work-life balance. People feel they have to work around the clock, responding to email and voicemail. It's unclear whether people, on average, are working more hours, but according to one study, the intrusion of work into family and personal time has left many people feeling overworked and overwhelmed. Work-life balance is subjective, and ultimately, it's up to an individual to set boundaries. However, there are ways leaders and managers can help workers negotiate work-life conflicts. They can do this by setting clear expectations and policies regarding when and how virtual work is done. For example, they can spell out standards regarding email and voicemail response times. They can consider an individual's workload when assigning projects and setting deadlines. and they can create time in the work schedule for professional development. The kind of webinars and research that might need to be done, but don't expect individuals to complete these tasks on their personal time. Encouraging work-life balance is critical for employee job satisfaction and performance, and it benefits organizations in the long term by helping them attract and retain key talent. Another technology development that has impacted organizational culture is the evolution of social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, new apps come out every day. It's hard to know which ones will catch on, but we know social media is being used more and more all the time. From its inception, the Internet was designed to share messages electronically. It was the first form of group messaging. Social media is simply the evolution of what the Internet was originally designed to be. Though many top organizational leaders have been slow to embrace it for business, even seeing it as a waste of time, but that view is quickly changing. In a study conducted by Sloan Management Review, 70% of businesses reported increasing interest in social business initiatives, and 63% reported that social business has positively affected business outcomes at their company. Social business are the activities that use social media, social software, and social networks. And it is growing in sophistication. In the past, companies treated social media as another branch of marketing and consumer research. It was more of a one-way communication. Today, more companies are using the information they gather through social media for broader operational decision-making. They are going beyond the market research approach and are using social media data to shape the development of products and services, and ultimately in building strategies for brand management. One marketing executive at a social software company has observed similar uses of social data in the financial services industry. His company's analytics software tracks client activity on social media, such as Facebook and LinkedIn. When clients share certain information in their posts, such as maybe they're getting married or having a baby, it triggers the software to send a signal to a financial advisor's dashboard. The financial advisor can then choose to reach out to the client on or offline. There is some debate over using social analytics in this way. Some customers view it as an invasion of privacy. Going forward, business leaders will have to decide how to use emerging technology. And they will have to weigh its competitive advantage versus the possible risk to customer relationships. As more companies see the value of social media, they will inevitably contribute more resources to initiatives. Companies with more sophisticated social business programs are more likely to assign responsibility to a higher level executive. But whatever the level of the social business leader, it is important that she grasps both the business and technology functions of the leadership role. She must have a combination of technology knowledge, communication and marketing skill, and business knowledge. While technology has helped companies operate across geographies, making them more productive, it has also caused unintentional challenges. Cultural norms and language are complex and can cause communication barriers and the misinterpretation of messages. Research shows that cross-cultural problems are the most prominent in social business. However, multinational companies also experience operational, regulatory, language, and technological problems. An organization can't take one communication strategy and apply it across the board. Each country will pose different challenges. A second communication issue organizations must deal with is the unprecedented power a single person or a single message now has because of the instantaneous flow of information across social networks. A scandalous or controversial Facebook post, tweet, or photo or digital video can do irreparable damage to an organization or individual. And it's usually the bad stuff, not the good stuff, that goes viral. While it is beneficial to society for injustices and untruths to be exposed, it has also created a culture where organizational communication is crippled by hyper-political correctness. Leaders are forced to walk on eggshells in all of their communications. In addition to challenges with communication, organizations face the challenge of digital transformation. When it comes to organizations adopting digital technology, the stakes are high. It is innovate or die. The lifespan of companies is relatively short, and that's mostly attributed to problems with digital transformation. Companies who are managing digital technology well are seeing the best financial results, better customer experience and engagement, and streamlined operations. However, only a small percentage of organizations say technology is helping them launch new business. Research shows that managers believe in the ability of new technology to transform their business performance, but they are frustrated with how hard it is to get results. In a study conducted by MIT's Sloan Management Review, some of the challenges in adopting emergent technologies were attributed to a lack of vision and urgency by top leaders. More than half of respondents complained that the pace of technology change in their organization is too slow, and that initiatives deserve more importance in their company. The study also reported that only 36% of CEOs share a vision for digital transformation. Other challenges organizations experience in adopting digital transformation initiatives include technology innovation fatigue. Technology is always changing. Complacency can be a struggle, especially when organizations may have experienced disappointing results in the past. Another challenge is making the case for investment. The return on investment of social media activities is difficult to measure. More key performance indicators are needed. There's also the lack of authority for driving digital initiatives. Those responsible for digital transformation are often not given the authority to make decisions because organizations are afraid of giving over too much power. And last is a lack of incentives for employees' digital innovation efforts. Embracing emergent technology and navigating its execution is complicated but crucial. Challenges can be overcome with the right direction from leadership. The demands of innovation in the digital era are pushing organizations to find new ways to communicate and work together. Organizations are shifting from a hierarchical structure of management to a more agile network of leaders and followers, where information and vision is shared and decision-making is decentralized. Transformational and supportive leadership is crucial for navigating technology-driven changes. For organizations to be innovative, leaders must foster a culture of creativity while maintaining work-life balance for their employees. They must be strategic in managing both the people and processes. Adopting new technologies is imperative for an organization's survival, but there's no cut-and-paste solution. Leaders must integrate technology in a way that aligns with their organization's mission and goals. To truly be successful, they must not innovate just because the technology exists. They must consider how technologies will actually be used to drive their organization forward and contribute to the bottom line. The demands on leaders may be changing, but the essential ingredients of leadership remain the same. Change is opportunity. And in the words of the visionary Henry Ford, don't find fault, find a remedy. Thank you for joining me in my presentation.